Good morning, Key Stage 3. Welcome to today's assembly. And of course, it's Chukmung Nam Moi 2021. And that's partly our theme of today's assembly. And in particular, I'm interested in the origins of the ox and then exploring a further question, which is our relationship with animals. Before we get into that, though, let's just have a look at our aid memoir. Of course, the aid memoir is just that, a memory aid that reminds us of our core values. And there are 6 core values there that you can see. And the 2 that I'm particularly interested in exploring today are inquiry and perseverance. We'll deal with perseverance at the very end of the assembly, but let's just have a look at inquiry. So I wanted to investigate why animals are attached to the Chinese lunar calendar, because there are 12 animals attached to it. Last year was the year of the rat, that was one of the 12 animals, and this year is the year of the ox, and that was another of the 12 animals. So how did that all come about? Well, I investigated, I conducted my own inquiry, and I'd like to share the findings with you today, Key Stage 3. So there are the 12 animals that are part of the calendar. I'm not going to go through them all, but I'm sure you can see a rabbit and a tiger, and last year's rat, and also this year's ox. And it all comes down to the Jade Emperor. The Jade Emperor was an important Chinese god, and he invited all the animals in the world to a race. Not just the 12 animals that became part of the calendar, but in actual fact, all of the animals, all of the species on Earth. And in the end, there was a prize, and the prize was for the 12 animals that finished first in the race that the Chinese god, the Jade Emperor, had set. And to learn a bit more about that story, I'd like to play a video for you.
Oh, a wonderful year of the ox is coming. Finally, the year of the rat will end.
People born under the ox zodiac sign have the personality traits, diligence, patience, and humility, and the ox symbolizes harvest and good luck in China. To explain more, let me tell you a story which you might not know, the legend of the ox. The ox used to be a messenger of the Heaven Palace and often traveled between the Heaven Palace and man's world, Earth. One day, the god of heaven, the Jade Emperor, heard that there was a vast desert on Earth that would often bring sandstorms. People who lived near the desert hoped the Jade Emperor would help plant grass in the desert to improve the environment. The Jade Emperor sent the ox to plant grass in the desert. The ox carelessly misunderstood the order and planted a lot of grass in the farmland. Not only did it not improve the environment, but it also impacted the farmer's work. The Jade Emperor was very angry. He decided to demote the ox to plowing work and eating grass on Earth to help the farmers all his life as a punishment. The ox fell from heaven to earth heavily, knocking out its upper front teeth. His upper front teeth have not grown back to this day. The ox felt guilty for such a mess up. From then on, he not only worked hard to eat grass, but also worked diligently to help farmers in their farm work. With the help of the ox, plowed farmland has become soft, and weeds have become dung, the best fertilizer for rice. There is now more food production than ever before. The ox's diligent work has been recognized gradually by people and heaven. Hence, the ox gained qualification for the zodiac race. If he finished in the top 12, he would become one of the 12 zodiac animal signs. When the day came to compete, the ox had been so excited he couldn't sleep the night before. So he got up early and left to get on the road. In the last minute of the race, the ox was overtaken by the rat, who took first place. The ox didn't take this to heart, and he still treats the rat as a friend.
So about the chicken rat winning first place, what's your opinion?
The rat exploited the ox too much, right?
The ox is number one in my mind.
Did I miss something? How could this be?
The ox even remained friends with the rat.
Now you know why I am honorable, simple, patient, diligent, self-sacrificing, etc. Virtues. Oh, and my upper front teeth? Without upper front teeth, I can eat grass faster. "2020 was the year of the rat. Now looking back, do you feel that life last year was a bit deceitful? Like the zodiac rat?" In 2021, we will drive away evil spirits and usher in a beautiful year with the help of the divine power of the ox, which represents good harvests and good luck.
I hope you enjoyed that story. Of course, it's not just in Chinese and in Vietnamese culture that there's a very close relationship between human beings and animals. It's true if we look all around the world. And obviously at BIS Hanoi, as global citizens, we're very interested in cultures, not just here in Vietnam and in Asia, but elsewhere in the world. And I looked at just 2 countries for examples of a close relationship between animals and human beings. The first one was Canada, and I looked at the cultures of the First Nations people in Canada. So the very first people to live in the country that we know as Canada. And one of the people that I looked at, or peoples that I looked at, was the Haida Nation. Now the Haida Nation, you might know them as Native Americans, live on the Pacific Northwest in an area known as Vancouver. And in Vancouver, there's a wonderful museum. And the picture that you're looking at on the left is a sculpture that is an exhibit in that museum. And it's a sculpture of the raven. And the raven has mystical and magical qualities that the Haida people believe can change the world. And a lot of their stories talk about how the world was created. And this particular picture that you can see is of the raven, and it tells the story of how night and day came into existence. It's a really long story. It's a very interesting story, and it's perhaps one you might want to look up yourselves on the internet. On the right-hand side, we have a mythical creature, the dragon. And the dragon, coincidentally, is the only mythical creature that features on the Chinese zodiac calendar. Every other animal we can see in the wild or in nature, but we can't see dragons today. But in Wales, they also value the dragon. And Wales is a country, it's part of the United Kingdom. It's actually the country that former principal Anthony Rowlands, former principal of BIS Hanoi, that's the country that he came from. And the dragon represents passion and bravery. And we certainly recognize the passion for BIS Hanoi in Mr. Rowlands when he visited the school just before the holidays. So that's the national flag of Wales. But why is it that cultures all around the world, whether it's in Asia, Europe, or the Americas, draw a link between human beings and animals? To try and find an answer to that question, I looked back at history and I came across ancient Egypt. And on the left-hand side, you can see an image of the pharaoh. And on the right-hand side, you can see an image of the Egyptian gods, or one of the Egyptian gods that the pharaoh worshipped. And what's really interesting about that god is that it has a human body, but an animal head. And perhaps human beings see qualities in the lives of animals around them. And perhaps you do too. If you have a pet at home, perhaps it's a dog or a cat, you see qualities in that pet that you also have or share or admire. Which brings us back to our ox. The qualities of the ox are kindness, patience, and being hardworking. And they're pretty good qualities for us all to aspire to. It would be a better place, I think, if we were all a little bit kinder and a little bit more patient. And I'm sure we'd achieve an awful lot if we all work hard in 2021. Coincidentally, in Vietnam, we sometimes substitute the ox for the water buffalo. And the water buffalo we can see all around us. So it might be something that we want to do in 2021, is that whenever we see a water buffalo, we just ask ourselves, are we being kind? Are we being patient? And are we working hard? So that's a nice little reminder for us to aspire to the qualities of the ox. Of course, you have been working hard this week, and congratulations for all that you've done in the virtual school. Mr. Trett, the heads of year, have told me that you've been fantastic in your commitment, and we've had great attendance of registration and, of course, our live lessons. Today's a catch-up day. It's a consolidation day, which means if you have fallen behind, you've got a chance to get on with the work that your teachers have set. Make sure you give yourself some breaks, regular breaks, drinking water, healthy snacks, and having your lunch at normal times is going to help you be productive today. But if you finish everything, you've got an opportunity to investigate our global campus. Here's how you get onto the global campus. It's your normal username and password, and you can log on with Office 365. When you do so, you'll be able to inquire into these areas: STEAM, social impact, Writer's Corner, performing arts, expeditions, and health and well-being. So I'm sure there's something there that you'll find really interesting and that you can become involved in. So that's the end of today's assembly. I've really enjoyed the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm really hoping, though, that we'll all be back in school together very soon next week. But in the meantime, let's be a little bit like the ox or the water buffalo. Let's be hardworking, let's be kind to each other, and let's be patient while we wait for school to reopen. Thanks very much, Key Stage 3. Have a great consolidation day, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.